Write evals is the standard answer to every AI reliability question now. In March, Meta published the number that should send you back to yours. Across 296 agent-written pull requests, the automated grader scored 24.2 percentage points higher than the maintainers who reviewed the code. That was SWE-bench verified, graded by tests that pass or fail. You're probably running DeepEval or Ragas, where the grader is itself a model, reading your output and scoring it. By the end, you'll know how that number gets made, the 4 failure modes measured inside the judge, and how to tell your app's problem from your graders. One check takes 10 seconds. Show a judge 2 answers, ask which is better, swap the order, ask again. GPT-4 changed its mind 35% of the time. One warning first. The sharpest numbers here came off 2023 judges, which cuts against me harder than anything else here. DeepEval is built to feel like PyTest, and that's the design. You write test cases. An input, your app's output, sometimes the retrieved context. Pick metrics, set a threshold, run one command. More than 30 ship with it, from faithfulness to tool correctness for agents, at around 17,500 GitHub stars. Ragas came at it from retrieval and named the metrics, half the industry quotes, in 10 lines of code. Both run locally, both drop into CI, and both turn "does this work" into a number with a threshold under it, so a bad prompt fails the build like a bad function does. Nobody skipped evaluating their app because they didn't care. The instrument was too much work to pick up, and anything costing a weekend to learn gets postponed forever. I know that shape from the other side of this channel. Every 8-minute video needs 8 minutes of things moving on screen while I talk, and the options were a freelancer at $200 a month, or $50 plus a month in software you open once, watch a 2-hour tutorial for, and close. Zonix Motion is what I built instead. You paste a prompt into a chat box with your script and your voiceover, and it does the visual thinking. What belongs on screen for scene 11, how it moves, how the frame gets built. Then hands back the finished MP4. No timeline, no keyframes, no editing software opened at any point. 4 to 8 hours of assembly turns into about an hour of waiting, and you buy it once because it runs on the AI subscription already on your card. Nothing meters you per render. Zonix Motion, first link in the description. Put your last script through it tonight. DeepEval's flagship metric is G-Eval, out of a March 2023 paper by Yang Liu and colleagues. You write the criterion in plain English, the model writes its own evaluation steps, then scores against those, weighted by the token probabilities behind each digit. On summarization, it hit a Spearman correlation of 0.514 with human ratings. State of the art, at the time. Then the biases. Zheng and the LLM-as-a-Judge team, June 2023, MT Bench. 80 questions, 3,000 expert votes. GPT-4 agreed with human graders 85% of the time, against 81% between the humans themselves. That's the result the whole practice was built on. The same paper poked it too. Swap the 2 answers, and GPT-4 stayed consistent 65% of the time. GPT 3.5, 46.2%. Claude V1, 23.8%. Pad a good answer into a repetitive list, and GPT 3.5 and Claude V1 fell for it 91.3% of the time. Asked to grade its own writing, GPT-4 gave itself a 10% higher win rate than humans did. Claude V1, 25%. A grader that agrees with people 85% of the time and flips a quarter of its verdicts when you reorder the page isn't broken. It's a rater with a mood. And you're averaging it. The judge is also a model behind an API, which means it changes without telling you. A preprint out in June documented evaluator behavior shifting between 2 versions of GPT-4o, with a silent update, the only plausible explanation. Its detector caught that bump in 60 out of 60 runs. So the regression suite you built to catch your own mistakes has a second author, and that author ships on their own schedule. Pin the judge's version string. It's 1 line, and almost nobody does it. Meter's study hurts more, because it removes the judge entirely. 4 maintainers from 3 repositories, scikit-learn, Sphinx, and PyTest, reviewed 296 agent-written pull requests, covering 95 of SWE-bench verified's 500 issues. The grader came out 24.2 points more generous on average, standard error 2.7. The control is worse than the headline. Real human pull requests already merged into main scored 100% with the grader and 68% with the maintainers, reading them fresh. The rejections were mundane. Code quality against the repo's standards. Failures the patch never mentioned. Things that broke elsewhere. A passing test says the code did the thing. A maintainer decides whether you'd want to own it. And nothing in your suite has an opinion about that. Those bias numbers came off GPT-4, GPT-3.5, and Claude v1 as they were in mid-2023, and waiving Claude v1's 23.8% at a 2026 judge isn't fair play. Position bias turned out cheaper to fix than to complain about. Run both orders, average them, and the frameworks do it for you. Meter's sample is small, and the authors flag their trend line as the weakest claim in it. Then the piece I have to hand straight back. A judge you validated against a few hundred of your own labeled examples really is reliable, for the narrow thing you validated it on. The failure was never the judge. It's importing a metric named faithfulness from a library and never checking whether its definition of faithful is yours. Go look at the threshold on the metric you run most. If it's 0.5 because that's the number in the docs, that isn't a threshold, it's a default. So do you rip DeepEval out? Nothing here makes a suite worse than no suite. An eval running 24 points optimistic still catches the change that broke everything, and a vibe check never will. Is Ragas any different? Same machinery, narrower scope. Built for retrieval, so faithfulness and context precision are home ground. Can you just grade by hand? For your first 200 examples, yes, and you should. Those become the labels you check the judge against. All of it comes down to one habit. Run the same thing enough times to see what actually moved. Which is worth turning on yourself, because most people watching have a test set of 4. 4 videos a month, 4 hooks, 4 thumbnails, and no way to tell whether the one that worked was the format or the Tuesday. I had that problem for years, and the cause was arithmetic, not laziness. When a video costs 6 hours and a freelancer's queue, you don't run the experiment. You reship whatever worked last time, and the channel becomes a template. Zonix Motion is what I built to end that. The script and the voiceover go into a chat box, you go make a coffee, and about an hour later the finished motion graphics video is sitting there. Then you do it again, because renders are unlimited on a single purchase. No per render fee, no API meter, no second bill on top of the AI subscription you already pay for. 3 a week instead of 4 a month isn't a productivity story. It's sample size. 4,200 creators are running it. 83 million views have gone through the template, and one of them went from 2,000 followers to 180,000 in 6 weeks. Ask him what changed, and he doesn't talk about the motion. He talks about posting daily instead of weekly, the only variable he moved. Zonix Motion, first link in the description. Go run your next 3 through it. Open your eval suite and find the last date the judge model changed underneath it. Not your prompt, not your retriever, the judge. If you can't answer, every score in your dashboard from before that date is a different measurement wearing the same name, and you've been comparing them anyway. Post the version string you're pinned to, or admit in the comments that you aren't. The advice was never wrong. Writing evals beats vibe checking every time. What the meta number changes is what a passing score means. It's a lower bound, not a verdict, with 24.2 points of daylight between passing and being wanted. So, plainly, an eval framework turns your output into a number with a threshold under it. DeepEval does that PyTest style across 30+ metrics, Ragas does it for retrieval in 10 lines, and inside both, a language model is doing the grading. That model carries a measured position bias, a measured preference for length, a preference for its own writing, and a version number somebody else changes. Hit subscribe, and you get the version where somebody opens the paper, including the number that argues with me. I'll see you in the next one.